Hello, my name is Jodie. I am a patient of Dr. ATHRÉ. I am 7 weeks out from a full facial rejuvenation, which included a brow lift, upper and lower bluff, deep plane neck and face facelift, and a little bit of filler right here underneath the eye and the high cheekbone. We did a plasma facial, and it's been amazing. It's been an amazing journey. I was very informed. I felt like all of my questions were answered. I was very comfortable with the procedure. I did have it done under local anesthesia with oral sedation, which was absolutely fine. I, of course, had some reservations, but everything was way worse in your mind than it is in reality. So I highly recommend it. It's just been a really, really fantastic journey. I'm very happy with everything. My goal when I came into Dr. ATHRÉ's, when I came in, he asked me what is your goal in having this procedure done? And so ultimately, like many people today, I used filters on my photos. And what I told him is I don't want to filter my photos. I want to look like that in real life. I take care of myself physically. I take care of myself mentally and emotionally. And there was just a disconnect when I was looking in the mirror at my face, and so I felt like I could reach that. I wasn't, at 50 years old, I felt like I was just starting to see signs of what could probably be easily fixed. And I think that's exactly what's happened. And literally having dinner with my best friend last night, she said, literally, you look like a walking filter. She was like, it's crazy. So, I mean, I guess goal accomplished on that. So I'm not a stay-at-home mom. I'm a career woman. I own my own business. I stay very, very busy. But it was so important that I take this little bit of time for myself and do this. I mean, it just like I can't emphasize how much of a life enhancer it is, because you just feel like your outside now reflects your inside. And so there's that synchronicity that you just feel is off in your and you feel it in your everyday life. And so now those dots are, connected, and I don't feel that disconnect. But I think the recovery was very easy. I never felt any actual pain from during or after the surgery. I didn't have to use any kind of pain medicine besides maybe some Tylenol. I went back to work on my computer within just a few days. You probably don't want to be dealing with customers like on the phone but I was back to work on my computer within a couple of days. And then I was back to work in a week. But, you might want to take 2 weeks if you didn't, if you had to, and that would be, in 2 weeks, you would be totally fine to go back to work in an office setting or anything like that. But I think it's very important to do all of your whatever you do that heals you, whatever that, so if it's meditation, if it's just moving, if it's just walking, in my everyday practice, I use a red light therapy mask. And so I feel like that helped a lot with the incisions and then what was going on with the swelling and kind of stuff. I also do whole body lymphatic massages because I feel like the lymphatic system is very important. So I did lymphatic massages on the face. I feel like personally, it was a game changer for the swelling. You could literally just feel the swelling change and go down. But you also have to be prepared for, for weeks, even 7 weeks out. You'll wake up and you'll just have some swelling in some weird place that hadn't been there before. So you just roll with it, and it's just it's a process. It's a healing process. And, instead of being overwhelmed or scared, I'm just more amazed by it. Just look at my body healing, So it's been fantastic. I wholeheartedly feel like the Elixir light therapy had a huge impact on the healing being sped up and what was going on underneath your skin, you know, deep down there. 100,000% believe in the Elixir. I wish I could afford to have one in my house. I would just like lay in there and like have it, you know. I have like the baby little mini version, you know, like it's probably not even equivalent. But I wholeheartedly believe in the Elixir. 100% feel like it was a game changer in the getting the healing process jump started. I also feel like it's so funny because I had these coping mechanisms of hiding what I felt I was insecure about. I was very insecure about my eyes, which was so funny because when I met with you the first time, my eyes was like one of the last things you talked about. But that's what I saw in the before. And so I wore glasses, even though I don't need glasses all the time, but I had this specific like little frames that would hide right here. And so a lot of people will be like, I never even saw you like that because I had all of the camouflage down to an art, and it would just, you know, and so now I don't have to do that. I find myself forgetting, oh, I don't have to wear my glasses now to camouflage it, you know, and so, and I went through a process before I even started getting consultations about, there's this balance of like, oh, I love who I am and self-acceptance and how vain is it to do this. And so I went through that whole mental, karate in my mind before, but no, if this is on your radar, do not hesitate. Do this. I mean, yeah, I mean, at 50 years old, I mean, your confidence is back. You're in a business meeting, you're doing different things, and you're not thinking about, oh my God, they're looking at the bags under my eyes. They're looking like, you know, it's not even something you're thinking about anymore. Your confidence, I mean, and not that it's all based on your physical appearance, but somewhat it is. I mean, society is what society is. I mean, there's no reason to, you know, sugarcoat that. So no, 100% do it if you're thinking about this. It's life-changing.
So I've got basically a lovely set of sisters here. Okay, am I allowed to use your names?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
So we got Jodie and Joni. Say hi.
Hello.
Okay, all right. And so
Should we tell them which one's the patient?
we've got, and apparently someone's had her coffee this morning, is very already on the comic route. Okay, so I'm going to just open it up. You tell your story, how you got here. You guys cyber stalked me for a long time, apparently. Mm-hmm. You knew what I was going to wear to surgery before I wore it. And you're like, yeah, you wore the boots. Mm-hmm. So talk about your experience so far, because I'm sure that you probably had some anxiety yesterday before surgery, which is, you told me you did. And so walk us through it. And you got a chance to take care of her last night. So,
So I started probably looking into doing something like this a couple of years ago. So I'm 50, so probably about the 48-year-old range. As I saw just things happening in my face, that the skincare routine and the skincare stuff wasn't gonna fix. So started looking online at different doctors, and so you came up on several top doctors in Houston, so I started looking at YouTubes and that kind of stuff. So and I would probably point out that I didn't even, if a doctor didn't have like an online presence like a YouTube or Instagram, I just skipped right over them. So I mean, that's something important, because you do a good job at that.
Thank you. I work hard at this.
You do. So came in, scheduled several consultations because I'm coming in from out of town. So came in, stayed with my sister.
Don't tell us where you came from, okay? Because I
Okay.
want to protect a little bit of your
Okay,
privacy.
yeah.
I don't need people knocking at your front door.
Right. So I came in for a couple consultations, and I just felt, and we both felt, because she was going with me to the consultations, we liked your, is it a bedside manner when you're going through a consultation? I guess it already is, you know what I mean? So loved it, felt like there was like a, connection, like you knew exactly what I was trying to do. And then it just happened that y'all had an opening, like freakishly. And so just made the call. Like it happened quickly right after I started coming in for the consultations. So, I had a few days, and so really started trying to eat healthy and, get some movement in my body and make sure it was in a good place to do, to handle the recovery. And then came in. The night before, I was, but not scared, nervous. Not scared at all. Just, any kind of surgery is a little bit nerve-wracking. But y'all are really good about putting people at ease. I did have some questions with some of the things that I needed to get beforehand on the text messages, very quickly to answer, very responsive, which I think is important. And then yesterday, so that part really does put you at ease when someone's really responsive. You know what I mean? Because if you're not, you're like, great, they're not responding before, so what's going to happen after?
Mm-hmm.
So that was great. And then came in yesterday, and everybody was just like really friendly, put me at ease, walked me through every single step of what was going to happen, which helps me. And then we did the thing yesterday. We talked all the way through it, had some jokes. So I thought overall it's been a great experience.
So I think this is some of the questions that I know that people are going to want to know, okay? Even though we try, and I do my darndest to explain what we're going to do before, okay? I can talk till the cows come home, right? But the operating room is still a little bit of a black box, okay? 1. 2, the night before, your brain kind of goes through a little bit of like, what's it going to be like? What's it going to be like, right? Which is normal. I expect that, okay? So my question to you is, you've kind of, I look at this as there's like a couple of big mountains you've got to climb, right? So first big mountain is this consultation surgery mountain. The second big mountain is surgery. Okay, and then the third big mountain is really that between days 3 to 5 where the swelling hits. So out of the 3 mountains, you've already climbed 2. Okay, so how did it, like overall from what you had built up in your head, what did you think about it? Because it's a lot.
I felt like I was really prepared because we did look at all your videos. Like we looked at all of them, even the ones where you're just talking, about answering different questions. So I felt like I was really prepared.
Good.
I really did. And it happened exactly like you line it out on your YouTubes. But I liked the fact that we made some changes in during the procedure. And you were like, I was going to do this, but now that we're here, we're going to do something else. And I thought the choices you made were spot on.
Thank you.
So, yeah. Because I was really nervous.
So
I want it to look natural. So
you said that probably 52,000 times yesterday, okay? But I'm going to take this opportunity, and as you can see, each one of these videos is a learning opportunity for me to be able to teach people, and they learn from you guys, just like you learn from the other, however many thousand people before you. So I tell all my patients, and you can agree, you can tell, because I'm not coaching you on this, in the consultation or pre-op, I'll tell you straight up, like there's a high probability that we consent you, this is our game plan, this is everything we're going to do, but, okay, there is this je ne sais quoi that when I get into the operating room, If I think it's going to look better, do better, whatever,
Right.
I'm going to do it.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
So I need your carte blanche to just trust me to do
Right.
whatever it is. And I'm going to do it as long as, the only caveat is what I'm doing does not increase the risk of anything beyond what I've already explained to you.
Right. Right. And that's exactly how it went. Mhm.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because in my honest of honest things, I think that surgeons really should have this, like, we need to be able to talk to our patients like this. Okay, I need to be able to tell you, hey, this is how I think. This is how I work. I don't know about everybody else, but this is how I work. Okay, and I know 9 out of 10 times I go in there and go, you know, it'd be so much better if I did this.
Yeah.
And you got to have that flexibility to be able to move and jive with the surgery.
Right. Right. I agree.
Okay,
Yeah.
so other things that everybody wants to know, and then I'm going to turn it over to Joni to tell Anya a little bit. Okay. Pain. How much pain? 1 to 10.
What was I saying yesterday, Joni? I don't think it ever got more than what'd I
You
say?
said a 7.
When I got home,
After moving and everything, got you some food, and I'm like, where
I
are you
was
at?
like-
And you said, I'm around a 7.
and it was mostly in this area where you had to
The glands.
dig out the glands,
Mm-hmm.
which I forgot to look at.
She was also.
I know, so did I.
I forgot to look at them. I was like, don't throw them away. I want to see them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot to look at
When we walked up to the room, after we dropped you off, I was like, damn, I forgot to show her.
Yeah. So that's really, and that's still true right now. This is really the only, and just the tightness of the neck, you know, because you can't, you're still like turning.
But that was also not what you were trying to get off of your hydrocodone pain
Yeah.
medicine. And then now that we're taking it every 5 hours, her pain level's at
Yeah,
3.
I was trying
2.
to
Yes.
not do it.
Right.
I really was, because I saw some ladies that were like, oh, I didn't take any pain. Yeah, so-
But here's the thing, everybody's a little
Yeah.
different, right? So this is why you have the medicine. I tell you, doctor yourself.
Yeah.
See where you are on that
Yeah.
on that thing. I don't think less of you if you take a pain pill.
Right.
Okay, but on the other hand, if you're on day 15 popping
Right.
15,
Absolutely.
okay,
Can I
I'm
get
going
a
to be like,
refill?
yo.
Can I get a refill?
Yeah.
No. And we know, because when I've had surgery before, we know how important it is to stay ahead of that pain rather than try to just white knuckle it and you're trying to catch up.
So I'm going to put a little caveat here, not to contrastate to something. There is a little caveat that I do say with respect to facial surgery, which is a little different than other surgeries. If you're bone broke, fixed bone type of surgery, you absolutely want to stay ahead of the pain. Okay? This type of pain this is why I tell patients you have to doctor yourself a little bit. Okay? So see what it is. Pop half a Tylenol. So if you're good with that, great. If you're like, no, this is not cutting it and I need to take one pain pill, go for it.
Right.
Okay, so there's a range in there, and you need to learn to doctor yourself in that box.
Definitely. Yeah.
Okay, surgery. Did I torture you?
Yes.
Yeah?
I told you all day.
Yeah?
No, you didn't. No, it's I mean, I don't want to set an unrealistic expectation for people. It's intense.
It is.
You know, I mean, it's, you know.
We're doing a full face rejuvenation.
Yeah, and you're awake.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing that's not intense about it.
Like a dental procedure or something? Like if you were getting your
No.
wisdom teeth pulled?
It's a different feeling. I mean,
Okay.
it's I'm going to explain because I've just done so many and I'm not
Okay.
cutting you off and
Okay.
you can tell me if I'm right or wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. First, probably 1 hour is a lot of anxiety, just like what's it going to be, what's it going to be. Then we get started, you're like, oh, this is not bad at all. Okay. Then the next wall hits at about hour number 5. Hour number 5, your body is starting to get a little kind of stiff from being in
Yes.
the same position.
Sure.
You've just general, like if I put you in bed all day without being able
you
to
can
move,
move.
you're
You're just
feeling
like
a
that.
little like
Yeah.
you're just getting there. And then, you get another little kind of second boost of energy about an hour later, and then you're kind of hitting close to a wall, and then we're almost done, and then we're done.
Yeah.
Is that a pretty
It's a
good?
pretty good description. Yeah, it's a pretty good description.
That's
Yeah.
pretty much what you described last
Mhm.
time. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is a great description.
just done this a few times
Yeah.
and watched my own videos on YouTube a few times. All right, so I'm going to have you tell on her. How was taking care, because people want to know, how is taking care of a patient?
As the caretaker, I was scared as well. You know, I don't want to drop the ball on taking care of her. But it was the instructions, the way that you piecemeal it, one instruction each day.
Mama bird, baby bird?
Yes, I appreciate that because all of the medicine, I'm trying to read it, but the way that you're breaking it down, okay, don't worry about this, I'll come back to it. I'm appreciating that.
So we got JoJo here, day 4. So last time I think we shot a video was on day 1, if I'm not mistaken, right after surgery.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, so tell the universe how it's been going for the last couple days and how happy you are that your little antennae drain are gone.
Yes. It's been going good. I mean, it's intense. It's an intense experience. And I think really letting your body rest, not pushing, yourself to do anything, and then just following your instructions step by step, because both of us have even gone back to the book a couple of times to be like, now, okay, can I put skincare on yet? Or, so that's been really helpful. But yeah, getting the drains out, we both just kept going, okay, it's just a couple more days till the drains are out, You feel like that's a milestone.
It is.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
So.
But I think now, I know that there's a lot of stuff out on the internet, and there's a lot of these guys that go, oh, I don't use drains. I think you now, having had the drains, can clearly understand
Yes.
what the purpose of that is.
I do.
It's like, it's night and day. Like, if you think about all that fluid that would be stuck in there.
Your face, yes.
I mean, it's just,
Yes.
there's no way of getting it out otherwise.
Yeah, I absolutely agree.
This usage of drains thing it's been kind of the bane of my existence. When I first started, I didn't use them, then I used them, then I didn't use them, then I tried. I mean, it was back and forth until I finally just said, you know what, if we're gonna do this amount of surgery,
Yes.
and we want people to heal quick, this is something we just need to do.
Right, yeah. I mean, your swelling is so it just like feels like your skin's gonna split. So I can't imagine all that fluid still being up in there and under different layers, like you were saying earlier. So no, I would definitely be a pro drain person.
Now, activity-wise, so what have you been doing? How have you been doing it? I mean, I know you said you've been taking it pretty easy, but daily life activities pretty simple?
Yes, I mean, I haven't, and it's been really, really cold, so it's not, we couldn't even go for a light walk. So it's been just really taking it easy, maybe, getting out of bed and just kind of walking around the house.
You did some light work yesterday.
Oh yeah, I have been able to work on my laptop,
Good.
take phone calls and that kind of stuff. Super bland food, still just soups. And the most adventurous thing I've eaten is a piece of toast.
Good.
So I think that helps a lot.
I'm going to explain myself because they can hear my audio. The reason why I told JoJo to do this is that I actually ended up taking out her submandibular glands during the surgery in order to further sharpen up her jawline. And when you take submandibular glands out, I really want patients to stay on this bland diet, because if they start on spicy food or they start on things like citrus or something like that, it can make the remnants of those glands kind of start secreting some saliva and create problems. So I like to take it nice, easy, and slow before people just jump on the food bandwagon.
Yeah. It's hard though, because I love to come eat Mexican food when I come to Houston.
Well, as I said, a couple more days and you're going to be free for the Mexican food and the jalapenos and all that. Couple of notes that I want everyone to see about you, things that I've noticed on you. So number one, as for everyone I'm sharing this, she's right at day 4, so she's middle of this maximum swelling profile. She may even swell a little bit more than this, but that's possible. So that's number one. Number two, the other things that I see about her from a physical exam standpoint, digging the lips.
Yeah, the
Totally
lips
digging
look
the
really
lips.
good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Even my husband, he's like, I can't quit staring at your lips.
That was a great call.
That's a kind
Yes.
of
That was
that's a weird comment, but
They've
we can
been,
laugh about it.
Yeah,
They've
we've
been together
so
for
long.
so
I know.
long.
It's like a I forget how that sounds.
No,
Yeah.
I was
Like,
just-
okay.
Yeah, I'm sure
It's really not weird.
I'm sure that's going to
Totally
probably
noted.
pull a comment from somebody out there. Okay. Then the other thing I think is super important, and some of my viewers, as they've seen a lot of these journeys, and I've shot some of these journeys, you'll see that these post-op day 4 people are kind of in the doldrums, and you're kind of like totally, amped up and pumped up type of person.
Yeah.
And this is where I'm going to throw Joni under the bus, because she was more honest, and she said, yeah, she kind of hit a wall yesterday. So
Well, like yesterday, you could see the frustration setting in, just wanting to be over this whole process. Kind of like, what did I do?
Yeah. I think I did say, why
Why would I do this? Like, why would, and I'm like, come, don't. We actually and we didn't bring the little fat head. We have like an inspirational little fat head that for her 50th birthday that we had made that has the filter on it.
Yeah.
And so we have that right there. I'm like, you just keep looking at that face right there. And we have the before picture right
Yeah.
next to it. And I'm like, this is what's happening right
Awesome.
here.
Yeah. I was like, do you really think she's underneath all this swelling? She's like, she is. For sure.
Yeah. So this is something that I'm going to share with you guys, and I've shared this with a lot of patients. This whole psychological thing is real.
It is.
We agree 100. Yes.
And even myself, I am not immune to this. Okay. When I had surgery done, at day 3, day 4, I'm sitting here going, why did I do this to myself? Okay. And suddenly I recognize that, what? I tell my patients these exact same things, and, even I'm not immune to this feeling. So I think that this is really important to acknowledge it, because by acknowledging it and just being really truly open and just straightforward with it, it allows us to help you to tell us like, hey, where am I? And all of these various things in between.
We take it pretty serious. I mean, meditation. I mean, whatever helps the person, whatever
Right.
their routine is, meditation. I mean, when I've got my whole face
Reading.
full of ice, we'll have like some healing energy music on in the room.
Cool.
So we do
Yeah.
all the kind of woo-woo things, but I think
Hey, it feels good.
I think it helps.
Yeah, as long as it helps.
Yeah.
Well, I did put a murder mystery on for you just to switch it up a little bit,
yes.
and that didn't. So then we countered it with all the.
Yeah.
I kind of switched it up for her, but yeah, she wasn't feeling the murder mystery.
Awesome. All right, so plan of action. She's going to get an elixir today, and then I'll see you on Monday. You'll get an elixir, and we're going to start taking sutures out.
Okay.